Alright, so like I was watching this live earlier this morning, and I thought that the topic, was fairly interesting. So anyway, it was asking, how can a man and a woman be just friends? So to that, I typed in the comments, I've had male friends and I had low sexual desire toward them. However, they're still good people, good men. So I introduced them to my female friends. I think that basically when it comes to friendship between the opposite sex, there has to be a low sexual desire between the two. Now, the question was asked, or someone made a statement like, yeah, y'all can be friends, you know what I'm saying? 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 10 years, and then a switch can flip. Now, I do agree with that. I do agree that there can be a flip in feelings. However, I don't feel like that null and voids the friendship prior. If things change, they just change. I mean, because sometimes, like I said, I was friends with this guy or cool with this guy, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't my type and I ain't looked twice at him sexually. However, as time went on, about like 6 months, he was consistently there for me. And boom, I no longer, saw him, even though he was tall and all that, but you know what I'm saying. I never saw him like as a guy I wouldn't choose, you know what I'm saying, like the security of being like, I saw him as security, safety, like things that, are bigger than just, quote unquote conventionally handsome, and then he wasn't handsome, hold on, I shouldn't say he wasn't handsome. Well, he never like became like a gorgeous thing to me, but like, like I started appreciating certain features, like his eyes, the way he looks at me, his lips. Oh, he got the cutest little lips, you know what I'm saying? And like one of my homegirls was like, like you don't have to just like a pretty guy. Like soon you can like the way his eyes light up, upon your arrival and all that kind of stuff. But my answer to her was, I was like, my thing is though, like when the arguments come, that attraction level becomes magnified again. And then you start feeling like, see, this is why I ain't even gonna give you a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, buying a hoopty. And if it's reliable, you tend to love that hoopty. But if that hoopty start breaking down too, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I'll get rid of you and get something I really want, So, but anyway, I made another video saying, like, I told my male friends, like, if I'm not in your top three, leave me be. Like, don't chase after my cookies, for example. And if they do, then I know that the friendship isn't valid, and I feel like good people are hard to come by nowadays, male and females, you know what I'm saying? Ain't just a bunch of good women out here like it used to be either. Maybe it's 50% now to where it used to be like 75, so I don't just get rid of, good people. And what I consider, good people, like, people who aren't trying to harm you, people who are trying to uplift you, people who want to call you like when they heard, somewhere is hiring, or heard where you can get, free stuff, or, basically, try to uplift and build. Like when you're feeling down, like, why are we on this planet? What are we here for? You know what I'm saying? That good person, that good friend steps in and reminds you and revamps you up. I've never liked backbiters. I ain't never liked gossipers or anything like that. Now, I ain't saying you can't mention something about somebody else, what I'm saying? I'm sure we all have. But my thing is, though, I can't spend all day, every day waiting to talk about someone. I had a chick, I was working with, and she was like, man, that other girl talk about you so much, it's exhausting. She's like, it ain't even entertaining. I mean, it ain't cool either. I was like, but yet you still listen though, don't you? And, truthfully, I could wet every last one of them up, but that would be too easy or whatever. But, I look at them and I'm like, you're unattractive and miserable. Go ahead and have at me if it makes your life feel better. You see what I'm saying? Keep it behind my back, though, because if I do hear it, I will verbally punch you right back. But anyway, getting off topic. Then it was like, why does a person cheat? Now, for me, I think like cheating, one goes down to like greed and weakness. These two things, greed and weakness. It's nothing like getting in a relationship and then that seems to make all the orbiters, draw. Male and female. Almost, I've heard the story time and time again. Like, like right now my phone ain't ringing. As soon as I start taking one guy seriously, entertaining them, everybody, got these stories of how long they love me, how long they wish for me. Why can't we just, a whole bunch of pressure starts coming, I put that on the universe or whatever. And then some people, have that one life to live mentality. And it's like, I might love you and everything, but, what I'm saying, here's, Usher or, here's, Drake or, here's Kendrick, like, whoever's hot right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to miss this opportunity, for certain men, like, ain't even got to be nobody famous for men, like, she got the bosom, she got the back, the apple bottom, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, they love themselves more than you, I would say, when it comes to cheating. Or they feel like, let's just say the experience is worth whatever consequence comes with it. Is it fair to judge someone based on their past? I feel like, to a degree. Like, I don't want to be with no daggone, serial life taker. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's your thing, I don't want that, for example. You know what I'm saying? And it's some other things, but that's just, like an example. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when it comes to, like, body count or something like that, if there's a guy and he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, any girl with a body count over 8 or 5 or 3 or whatever the magic number is, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, oh, all right, well, go ahead on and bypass, you know what I'm saying? I've been living a long time, when it comes to love, sometimes love and lust look alike. They kind of look like twins, except love endures, you see what I'm saying? Love covers things. Lust, when people start getting on your nerves, that's when you start kind of realizing, oh, this lust. You see what I'm saying? And, my biggest body count has come, unfortunately, due to revenge. I have women that want to cross the line. So, I got to show them that, like, whoa, I could have been lost control. I could have been took off your plate. But now that you don't care, I don't either. You see what I'm saying? I've gotten older and I've tried not to do that in my older age. However, it still rises up, meaning like, that's like one of my go-to revenge things, when a woman's getting on my nerves, fighting takes us to court, but I know you wouldn't want nobody touching on your man. Same way I wouldn't want nobody touching on mine, but you know what I'm saying? It's a revengeful tactic, men know all about this, What is the most desirable character trait? I want to say loyalty, but also understanding. Like, it need to be some understanding and loyalty. All right.